Hey, what's going on, guys? We are back with another video for Marvel Rivals, and we have to talk about Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. So I'm on the early access server. I was able to play him a little bit. I was just testing out his abilities and had one game, but I really need to talk about his abilities because he brings something to the game that I really enjoy. Fun. He is a tank. he's a duelist. So Reed Richards in this game is a duelist. He is not a Vanguard. But that is a disguise, and everyone was saying that, and I was in disbelief because I was like, there's no way he, like, everyone said about Iron Fist and Wolverine, it wasn't true. But Reed is different. Reed has a lot of abilities that I wish a tank had. I don't know why they didn't make him an actual tank, but he basically functions as one. I need to see him in like the highest level of competitive to see how tanky he can truly be, but he's more like a support tank or an off tank, if anything. He feels really good. I do like him. A lot of people are already saying he's really weak, he doesn't do any damage, but he's so much fun, dude. I don't even know, I don't know what to make of him yet. I feel like a lot of the fights you take can be really easy, but through healing it's going to be very difficult. But if you're getting healed, I feel like you're unkillable with this character. I genuinely feel like it'll be very difficult to kill this character if you're getting healed. But anyways, let's go into his abilities. We're going to read them. I don't know my keybinds well, so I apologize if I'm like struggling because this is a different client. I changed all my keybinds, but let's go over his abilities. So first off, he has a basic attack, just a normal punch. So the cool thing about this though, there's a little tech. If you miss, if you're really bad at aiming like me, you can drag it and you'll hit the target depending on where you are. So you can hit them. I think you have to hold it. No, you don't. But yeah, you can miss. And I think it does the same damage. So it does about 50, it's 60 damage, right? And it does the same amount if you drag it. So, and this also works on multiple targets. So let's go over here real quick. If you hit this target and you drag it, you can hit the other target. Let me try it on this one. See? So you can hit two people at once. This might be his gameplay loop of just dragging his fist across because he's stretching like Luffy, you know, Gomu Gomu no. I don't even know, second gear second. I don't even know, dude. I watch One Piece all the time and I can't think of his normal punch. Anyways, it's jet pistol or pistol something. But yeah, so he basically can just drag his basic attack. This, if you now, the biggest tip I'll give you actually with him that I figured out very quickly, if you want to beat somebody, don't use your abilities. Like if you just want to do damage and you don't need to mitigate anything, just don't press your abilities. Your abilities do no damage. Oh, I don't want to show you yet. So, and the reason I say that is because his basic attacks do a good amount. I mean, they do 60 each, and you can drag them and hit multiple people. And if you're just fighting and you don't need any sustain, or you don't want to get into your big form, which you know, I'll go over his passive in a second. I will go over that next, actually. This is just do this. Just straight up basic attack. I was spamming his abilities, and I realized to do just straight damage, I didn't need to do that, right? His big form is really good, and you want it, especially it's a good crutch, but at the same time, you don't need to rush. I thought the whole playstyle was rushing to get to that form. That is not true, because first off, you have more range with this form, so you can be like a basically just like Scarlet Witch or something. You kind of have like similar range and just sit behind your tank and just basic attack, and it does really good damage. You have really good pressure with this. That's how you're going to do most of your damage. I mean, you can see here you're doing what, 60 damage each. I don't know if it changes. It looks like it's just 60 each. Yeah, it's just 60 each. It looks like. Actually, the last punch might do more. 60. I think that was 45. Weird. No, that was 60. Okay, it looks like it's 60 each. So that's going to be your main way of doing damage. So let's go over your elasticity meter. The meter basically just fills up based on your punch. You punch, you get 5%. Use any of your abilities, you get more percent. So you get 30 each. So if you use your other abilities, you'll get 30 each for filling this up. And when you get to the big form, I'll just show you real quick. You guys have seen the trailer. You know what he does. So you get into your big form, and now your basics do a lot. I'm not sure how much they do. I haven't like as to the amount. It looks like it's doing 75 each. So you're doing 75 each, and you hit pretty fast. It's kind of like a little bit faster, it seems like, than your normal string. But yeah, you, like I said, you hit extremely hard in that form, but again, you have a lot shorter range, so you really don't have to rush to get there, especially when you're poking, because now your range is a lot shorter. You still do stretch a little bit, but it's just not as good. But yeah, you do smack in that form for sure, but you can kill someone pretty easily just by doing this. So like I said, your whole gameplay loop, you might want to save a lot of your abilities for mitigating. So anyways, that's his it's just bonus health you get. Sorry, it's in the bottom here. So you use your abilities to generate and also your basic attack, and once you get to the full 100%, you get to a big state, and it takes a second to start up, but you do get the shield pretty much instantly, and it's about, I think it's 600 shielding. I think it's 600 shielding if I'm not mistaken, or it's 500, but you get a large amount of shielding, and you basically just become a tank for a time for 5 seconds, and it lasts about 5. You can actually exit the form as well if you want to use your abilities. You cannot use any abilities in that form. You just can basic attack, but it still is really good. So like I said, your main way of doing damage is literally just straight up basic attacking, because you can see how his abilities don't do damage. So anyway, let's go over his right click. Well, sorry, it's not his right click. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I changed my controls already. So his flexible elongation is the grab. So this you can actually use on allies or enemies. You dash the enemies and you basically do 0 damage. That's literally like 30 damage. That is not worth doing for damage. Like I said, if you can't hit somebody, just grab them, or if you need a shield or need to get close to them, grab them. You pretty much should be using this a lot, but you don't have to spam it as much as I thought unless you're trying to rush to your form. So generally when I want to rush to my form, it's either because I'm fighting a tank or I'm trying to frontline. Or just, you know, sometimes I just do it. Like, you don't need to get, that's not your goal with this character, which I thought was, at least in my opinion, because you can literally just play normal DPS just by doing this. And then you can also play kind of like a backline defender where you're grabbing your teammates and then you'll go big. I always say, like, you want to kind of grab the enemy so you can get to this big form, or you can just sit in front of the eating end the team. It really depends, but he's pretty much a close range character. Even though he has ranged basics, essentially, you want to play him very close. But when you grab someone, like I said, you get a shield. I think the shield is about 75. Yeah, it's 75 shielding. And you get 2 charges on 8 seconds each for the cooldown. They charge up. So it's 2 charges, 8 seconds each for the cooldown, so you can spam 2 of them. You could space them out, but it takes about 8 seconds to recharge. So that's pretty much his grab. It has pretty good distance, and again, it locks on, so you don't have to worry about missing or anything. You can't use it unless you're locked onto somebody, so either an ally, and I think the ally also gets 75 shield. It's just kind of hard to see. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't see their health bars. So yeah, I think they get 75 shield as well as you, so that's really, really nice. So you can use it as kind of like a support and get like literally 150 extra HP while also giving that to an ally if you spam it twice. Really, really good ability. It's just basically a survival tool, but also an engage or disengage tool. So that's going to be your mobility as well. You're getting stuck somewhere, turn to an ally, always be by a teammate. That's another thing. You can take 1v1s fairly easy on this character, in my opinion, but you want to be by a teammate. You're basically going to be a tank for your team. I might suggest playing this character in like a 2-tank scenario where he's the second tank. I could see that. Definitely not the main tank probably, but he still tanks a lot. His abilities are really cool. So his other ability is a grab. You do have to aim this one. Let me read what it is. So it's my Q, distended grip. Extend the arms forward to entangle an enemy, and you can pull them towards you. So how to do that? Pull them towards you, or you can have them like collide together. I'll actually go over here and show you specifically, because it's a little weird with the targeting and you have to get used to it. So one thing, it's kind of bait, do not ever press dash, because if you do that, you'll just interrupt the ability and dash to them. You still get the charge. Oh, you also get 30 meter for pressing the ability. So even if you miss, you still get 30, which is really nice. But your whole goal is to strangle your opponent. It doesn't do really any damage, or it does decent damage, but it's also a free attack. So it's really easy to just kind of pin down a healer and pull them towards you. That damage is actually pretty good. What am I talking about? That was actually pretty decent damage. Again, you're going to do more just by autoing, but you can just do that if you want to misposition someone, or if you want to get meter, or you're trying to build it. All right. But basically the way you do this is you just press the button and then you look at another target and press left click. So my button is Q. I think it's right click normally. So you would just basically press, you know, my Q, your right click, and then look at another target. And if you don't have another target, it won't pull towards you. The way to pull them towards you is to, I believe, press right click. Or not right click, sorry. Left click on the target. So you just left click on the target. So you press the ability. So I press Q and then I just left click immediately to pull them towards you. So if someone's in the way, you'll just automatically pull towards them. It'll target the other person. But if you want to instantly just pull a target, you're basically kind of like a Bucky, just a closer range Bucky. It doesn't have farther range than you think. Remember, you have to aim this ability, but it doesn't pull them all the way towards you. You just pull them out of place, which is really nice. So I was using this a lot in my game that I played. It's just a really good tool. It does decent damage, but also it's just a mispositioning tool where you can kind of pull someone. And it looks like it can go pretty far too. Again, I don't think the distance really matters that much. I don't know if the farther you are, the more they get pulled, but it looks like you can grab onto them for quite some time. So you can just kind of grab, Now it looks like you can't look in a different direction though, so you have to be looking at them the entire time or it breaks contact. So if you guys are like trying to turn around, let me get out of this form. So you guys like throw it out and just turn around, it'll instantly break contact. And let me put the cooldowns on. If you hold it, see how it's still on them? And pressing the ability again doesn't stop it. You have to just like look away. So literally you just doing this and just looking away will instantly get rid of it. Now, like I said, you can actually do that when you're near 100. Oops. Let's say I'm at 87 and I grab, it's at 100. You'll still hold on to them and you won't transform until it's done. And then when it finishes, you'll transform. So you can pull them, you still have time. So don't worry, when you're using that ability, you'll still have time. Until your abilities are done, you won't transform. You need like a moment of rest, basically, to get in that big form. That's pretty much all of his ability. Oh, and then his ult. His ult hits 6 times if you hit targets. It hits 3 normally. And you just kind of bounce on a target. I think this is really a disruption ult. You can kind of press it whenever you really feel like you want to do damage. It's not really an ultimate that you need to save for anything necessarily. It's not like a game changer. I know people are saying it's useless. I don't think it's useless. I think it's really good if you want to just bounce on the healer. They're going to heal through it. But it's just, getting in someone's face is a really, really big deterrent tool. Like just being able to just jump on someone constantly. Like, yeah, the damage isn't that great. But when you're just jumping on someone over and over again, especially hitting multiple people, it's a big AoE. It's just very, very, very disruptive. And it works, right? Like people get scared. They try to kill you. My other recommendation for the ultimate as well, go into your big form right away. Okay, I messed it up. Anyways, go into your big form and then ult. Okay, well, I'm fucking shitting the bed. And the reason why I say that is because basically in your big form, let me take off the cooldown and show you the actual rotation as well. If you want to instantly get in your big form as well, this is kind of what you do. I would pull, Q, pull, basic attack, and then, oops, I messed up. So basically you would ult, you can ult as soon as you get into that big form. You don't have to wait or anything. Like it's always available and you keep the shield. So if you notice the shield decays, in the big form, after it ends, it starts decaying. But if you ult, it basically counts as you being in that big form, which is really cool. Let me grab big form and then ult. So your shield will stay, basically, the duration of the ult. I think your form ends immediately when you're done. So you probably want to use it at the end of the ult, if anything, but you could use it at the beginning just to keep the shield because it'll break, right? People will be hitting you. But my recommendation, if you want to ult, try to get into the big form right and like first. The second it goes off, all right, the window that you have, instantly press the ultimate button. So you get up and then you instantly just ult. So you're just jumping around with all this HP. I don't know why it's decaying. Oh, because that was your, okay, yeah, that's your dash. So yeah, the normal shield doesn't decay. You get a shield, like I said, you can stack this. You'll have 800 HP. You won't have 925 if they break it. Like it'll just instantly get up by what, 450 or whatever it is. But yeah, you basically kind of want to just get into your ult immediately after going into that form. I think it's the best way to use it because I keep seeing people on stream die, and I'm wondering like why aren't they just going into the form and doing it? Because it's getting all that HP and jumping around. It makes you 900 HP while flying. And like imagine Venom just swinging around. It's kind of like, you know, you go pretty far too, like at least on the initial jump. Like it's pretty hard to hit someone who's just doing this to you while the enemy team is also hitting you, right? So I would recommend, again, I wouldn't really use this if you're like the last one on point trying to hold it. Or maybe, no, actually that's a lie. You would do that if you're trying to hold it. But it's not a survival ult. You will die in it if someone's hitting you, especially like a Hela or like Hawkeye or something. You will get nuked. So definitely want that 900 health shield, but it's a massive shield. So, and again, you can always press this as well. Oh, I don't think I went over this ability. So this ability is pretty cool. It just basically blocks everything for up to 300 HP. So essentially, you have an extra 300 HP when you want. It does have a... Oops, let me do that. It does have like a duration, so you can only do it for about 3 solid seconds. But you can block everything, and then when it goes to 0, it'll throw the stored energy back. Or if you don't get hit, I think it's still... I think he just transforms, but... This also works on melee attacks. So just like Captain America, you do block melee attacks and you take 0 damage during it. So that's really, really cool. So I can show you specifically when I'm getting hit. Again, this also works on melee attacks. So you're getting hit by Wolverine, bro, just press this button. You just deflect it back. So it's really cool. You can actually aim where you want it to go on like Captain America's shield. But a really, really cool ability. This tool is going to give you a lot of survivability combined with your other abilities. So you just press right click, right click. He doesn't give you any charge or anything, but it just blocks damage for you. And then, you know, you're basically also just waiting for your cooldowns. Let's just pretend I didn't want to use my Q. And then you get to your big form. And yet also your cooldowns still tick while you're in this big form. So don't worry about it. Like, your cooldowns will always be running. Like, they'll always be counting down. They don't like get stuck or anything. So yeah, like I said, pretty much the gameplay loop of Reed seems to be just, you don't need to rush the form, just basic attack straight up. Block damage when you need to. Don't just press this ability randomly. Just when you feel like you need to block damage or you're in a bad situation, press that button. Because it'll also give you time for the healers to come over and heal you. So you're pretty much not going to be using that as much as you think. Like, don't press that randomly, right? Don't press, you know, you can press the strangle randomly just to build charge, but do not press your E randomly. You can press your E right before you go into your ult, just so you get it off, so it starts on its cooldown. And then, because, you know, you won't take damage, and then you literally just, or not your ult, sorry, your form. Then once you get into your elasticity form, you get out, it's already on a 3-second cooldown. So you could do that. That could be a play if you haven't used it yet. This character, I feel like, is going to have a lot of skill expression, since you can also, like I said, just like clap 2 people together. So if I wanted to like grab this guy and then just grab this guy, it doesn't do that much damage, but it also allows you to group them up so you can hit both of them. And like I said, you kind of want to hit, you know, you don't want them, it's not when they're lined up, it's when they're like separated. So you want to just drag your fists. So if I were to grab both of these guys, which this guy's gonna die, you would like, oh, I went into my form. Again, you have to keep track of all this stuff, but that's also another thing. Like I said, sometimes you just want to do damage. Now, when you get into this form, like I said, you want to be as close as possible. So if you grab them and you get into that form, that's still good. Just walk up to them. Like, play this character as a melee. Do not play it as a ranged. You can be a long range engage, but make sure when you're, you know, you're about to build up your form. Now, I guess you could sit back and just do this. Like, this will help your team out. You'll be doing a lot of damage, right? You're doing 60 damage a hit. This character probably won't be doing top damage necessarily, but he's basically a tank and he feels really good. I like him. So I feel like a lot of DPS battles you'll be able to win pretty easily, and tanks I feel like are gonna have a hard time taking this character out. So right now, like I said, the sentiment's already this character is garbage. I'm very, very curious to see where that goes, because I think this character is low-key a little bit busted. It's hard to say if he's balanced or busted, but I feel like him not being able to die and do so many things, deflect damage, right, misposition people, just cause a lot of disruption as a duelist, right, just feels really powerful. And also win all of his 1v1s. Like, I feel like it's like, if I'm playing Magic, I'm losing to this character. I don't think I'm winning. He feels way too strong and way too tanky to beat his Magic, especially when he gets into his big form. I just sit there and eat shit. I have to run away. So, and then also I forgot about his team up. His team up is pretty cool. Oops, wrong one.
We didn't ask to be heroes.
I don't know how much damage reduction it does give. I haven't checked. I can actually check here. So basically what it does is it puts a Susan puts a shield on you, and it gives you damage reduction. And it looks like it's a crap ton. It looks like it lasts for about 7-8 seconds. I don't know if there was a timer anywhere. Yeah, I don't see a timer anywhere. It looks like it lasts for 7-8 seconds. But it basically just constantly regenerates shielding for you, even if you're getting hit. So you kind of just press it whenever you need it to tank. It also, apparently it's based on your low HP, but I don't think so. Oh, never mind. It says it's making up for lost health. So yeah, you can use this at full HP, I believe, and it should still give you a pretty decently sized shield. So it's 35. Is that it? Oh no, so you have to get hit. Okay. So yeah, you have to get hit to use this. So you want to use this when you're taking damage or when you're going to take damage. You press that button. And actually, a good thing to check right here, since I don't know if you can press that when you're in your big form. Let me check. No, you can't. I didn't think so. So yeah, so you have to use it. Oh, actually, that's another thing to test. Let me check real quick. See, there's a lot of things I didn't test when I was like playing them. I'm just making this video sporadically. Oopsies. But this character, like I said, he's just so much fun, bro. I just had to talk about him. I've been having a blast with him. Oops. Okay, so you still keep the shield. That's cool. So you can stack that as well. For a tiny bit. It's kind of hard to manage. You could probably do it right before you go into that form. But yeah, basically, like I said, you don't want to spam his abilities. If you want to do damage, oh, you can use it right before. Yeah, you can literally use it right before and just beat ass. That's cool. So yeah, this character has a lot of skill expression. Sue makes him really, really strong with that damage reduction. I feel like I'm taking 0 damage, was really cool. This character is insane, and Sue also feels really insane. So, like I said, these two together, I feel like we're going to just change the meta quite a bit. I mean, they're just going to be a very sustain heavy comp, especially with Sue having like a shield on demand, and then Reed also having shields that he can provide to his allies while being in the duelist role. Very curious to see where these two land, because they feel very, very strong to me. But anyways, I'm going to let a gameplay roll of me doing a domination match. Hope you guys enjoy. I know this breakdown was kind of sporadic. I'm just very, very excited for this fucking character. I cannot wait until the 10th to try this character out in actual ranked, in actual games. He is so much fun. Definitely one of my favorite duelists so far. Yeah, can't wait to play Reed. All right, guys. See you later. Peace.
Krakoa is a threat against all mutants. We shall not abide. There's gonna be a fight.
Let me guess. Your name on friends?
I've got you.
A little help, please.
Back to the bottom of the ocean with you.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Mission area is yours.
I'm Hulk. No hard feelings.
It pleases me to be helpful. The oceans have spawned new foes.
Futile attempt. Trouble has arrived. So fast, friend. A waste of innocent sea life.
Watch me soar!
That almost hurt. Well, hello there.
Chin
A
up.
shield.
A little help, please. You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
A futile attempt.
They are coming from the electric force field. Great. And this is why
I
I chose
suppose
Reed
this
anymore.
version of you does have its benefits, Bruce.
Chin up. Friends, gather around.
Your powers are mine!
I'm Hulk.
Here they come now. Fury is almost yours. Shield up.
Fast, friend. Feeling fantastic.
Double KO.
Maybe the spawn of Monstro.
They're sneaking from behind. That's 3.
To be honest, Namor, that was a long time coming.
Wow, 4 in a row. A little help, please. Here they come now. Help, friends. Anyone willing to
A
help?
futile attempt. 气贯长虹.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Born again!
Chin up.
Fantastic.
Shield up. Where's the easiest way to ladder? Let me guess. Your name is Watch me soar. Chin up.
right?